How is it going, everybody? It is your boy Sold Truth here, and today I'm gonna be talking about the NBA trade deadline because that is the sport that I love the most, basketball. But first, I would just like to say that I finally purchased an Elgato. Thank you. I know. And I still have to set everything up for it, so it might be a few days before I can get an Elgato gameplay out for you guys. But so the first trade I want to get into is the 4-team trade between Atlanta, Houston, Minnesota, and Denver. In this 4-team trade, the Atlanta Hawks received Clint Capella and Nene from the Rockets, and they are waiving Nene. Now, I'm a Rockets fan. That's my team. What I think about this trade, that it's interesting. I think we were trying to get another center out of this trade, out of the trade deadline, I should say, and it didn't happen. We picked up Caboclo. I don't even know how tall he is, but our center is going to be PJ Tucker and Jordan Bell and Isaiah Hartenstein. So we'll see how that goes. But it's definitely an interesting move. And Houston will receive Robert Covington, Jordan Bell, a Golden State 2024 second-round pick. So Robert Covington is an extremely good 3-and-D player. He'll be able to light it up and be able to play some defense. He'll stop us blowing leads or not being able to come back from short, tiny deficits. I don't know how he's going to complement like Eric Gordon, but Minnesota will receive Malik Beasley, Juan Hernan-Gomez, Evan Turner, Jared Vanderbilt, and a Brooklyn 2020 first-round pick. Malik Beasley and Hernan Gomez will be a very nice piece to complement D'Lo and Cat. Evan Turner's on the older side. He's not like he's kind of ancient. I'm not gonna lie, he's ancient. He's an old guy. Played with the Blazers forever and the Sixers. I don't know who else. And Jared Vanderbilt's pretty young. He's a decent player. He's definitely gonna help them out more than he'll hurt them. And they'll get a very high draft pick for next year to compliment D'Lo and Cat. I do think D'Lo and Cat's going to be an amazing duo. I think it's going to work out. Finally, in this 4-team trade, Nuggets received Keita Bates-Diop, Gerald Green, Shabazz Napier, Noah Vonleh, and a Houston 2020 first-round pick. Denver was already really good. Gerald Green's out for the season. Shabazz Napier is just going to be another backup point guard while Jamal Murray's out. Keita Bates-Diop's a pretty good defender. He's a decent shooter. He's pretty athletic. And Noah Vonleh, he's old but not too old. And their first-round pick from Houston is gonna get him a pretty good player for next year. So the second trade I'm gonna go over is the Iguodala trade. Now this trade is very interesting because NBA says they want to stop tampering, but Iguodala does not play for over half the season, gets traded to Miami, and then instantly, within seconds, signs a 2-year, $30 million deal. Now, I don't hate Iguodala. Matter of fact, I love Andre Iguodala. I think he's a great player. He's a great impact on a championship team. Miami has set themselves up to win this thing. Do I think they will win it? I don't know. Can they? 100%. But the trade is Andre Iguodala is sent to Miami from Memphis, along with Jay Crowder and Solomon Hill. Now, Jay Crowder and Andre Iguodala on the Heat is going to be pretty deadly because they're both, like, really, they can be very impactful players. Iggy especially, but Jay Crowder can shoot, and he has the emotional edge that not a lot of players have, and he's really tough. Like, he's one of the toughest dudes in the league, people say. And I believe Solomon Hill was just to get him out of Memphis because nobody wants Solomon Hill. And with this trade, Memphis will receive Justice Winslow, an amazing defender who has not blossomed on offense but will. Dion Waiters, a seasoned veteran. Believe he's a champion with the Heat. Not this Heat, but the old Heat. And I don't know for sure. He's a really good shooter. He has his moments. He's pretty streaky, but he has his moments. And James Johnson, another one of the toughest dudes in the league. Some of you wouldn't want to mess with, you know? Now, on to maybe the biggest trade. Maybe second place to the Iggy trade is D'Angelo Russell gets sent to Minnesota in return for Andrew Wiggins going to Golden State. And a 2021 and 2022 first-round pick. Wiggins, along with those picks, will go with Jacob Evans and Amari Spellman are now on the Minnesota Timberwolves. One of the weirdest picks, or one of the weirdest trades, I would say. I don't know if that's weird, but it's interesting trade. Golden State sends Alec Burks and Glenn Robinson III to Philly for 3 second-round picks, one being 2020, one being 2021, and one being 2022. Now, Alec Burks and Glenn Robinson is going to add some shooting. So the teams that I think really have just put themselves in the driver's seat are Miami, Philly, Clippers, maybe Houston if this shit works out, maybe. Not Atlanta. If they had better players, maybe. Denver, maybe. The Warriors, maybe. Like, not for this year, but depending on how good Wiggins is gonna be. 2 more trades to go over. I don't know all the details on this one, but Andre Drummond gets traded to Cleveland. Now, let's talk about this trade for a second. Think about this. Washed up Andre Drummond. Washed up Kevin Love. But just because they're washed up doesn't mean they're bums. Andre Drummond can go out and get you 50 rebounds. Kevin Love can go out and get you 50 rebounds. Colin Sexton is really improving. Shetty Osman, we all know he's the GOAT. Tristan Thompson is still on that team, I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure. But yeah, they have a decent, obviously that's not going to push them above anybody. Maybe, okay, it might move them up a few seeds, but that's not really a championship trade, and I don't think they were trying to make one. I think Drummond just wanted out of Detroit. And the last and final trade I'm going to be talking about is the last trade that happened. It literally, I wrote it, I was finishing up this script and it happened. So it happened to like at the end of the deadline at 12. It was a 3-team trade. I don't have every single detail on this, but it was a 3-team trade between Clippers, Wizards, and the Knicks. So the Knicks are sending Marcus Morris to the Clippers, while the Clippers send Mo Harkless to New York, and the Wizards are sending Isaiah Thomas to the Clippers, and I don't know what the Wizards are getting back for that. But here's what I think about this trade. That's why I said the Clippers are putting themselves in the driver's seat for a championship. Isaiah Thomas, if he is healthy, as healthy as he can be, can provide you 15 points per game. Marcus Morris can shoot. He's athletic, he's really tough, and he's a pest on defense. He's like a Marcus Smart, but 5-6 inches taller. Now, out of all those trades, what do I think is the best trade? And to that, I would have to say Iguodala going to the Heat. Iggy has championship DNA. He's a real seasoned veteran. Jay Crowder also on the Heat. That's just gonna be nice. Like, the Heat are gonna be scary in the playoffs. They are already scary. I think they've lost 1 time at home. The Heat are scary, bro. Jimmy Butler, Andre Iguodala, Jay Crowder, Goran Dragic, Bam Adebayo. That's just that's probably not even their starting lineup. I can't even think of who their point guard is. But my favorite trade, this is biased, but I think I'm gonna have to say the Houston trade, just because I'm interested to see how that's gonna play out, and I get to see Rocco when I go to the Rockets game in Portland. It's gonna be interesting. To finish up what this trade deadline brought us, a lot of confusion, a lot of interesting trades, a lot of interesting new looks. Nothing like major other than D'Lo and Wiggins, but really that's not that big of a trade. Maybe I'd have to say Iggy going to the Heat is a major trade. I mean, it really is. At the same time, it's not. But let me know what you guys think about this NBA trade deadline. Last thing, I'm going to be switching up the music in the background because this one's getting kind of stale. The song I have, if you notice the song in the background is different, you're a real one. Before me telling you, of course. Now, all that being said, actually, here I look. As I randomly look down at my phone, Philadelphia is waiving guard Trey Burke. So now that's it. Unless Shams or Woj gives me another freaking bomb. So, now that everything's said and done for, this has been your boy Soul Truth. Welcome back to NBA and Call of Duty. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. If you did, I know it's a longer video, but I had a lot to say. Finally, I actually had something to say. I love you so much. Goodbye.